Much is happening. We are turning to Scott Bauer, CEO of Prosper Trading Academy. He has his eyes on the stock market for us. Scott, what's your take on the steep sell-off? And it's a Jobs Friday.
Well, that's kind of the wild card there, Angie, is after the tariff news is we now have this big economic data point also. So, the moves that we see today, Friday, is that because of the jobs report? Is it a hangover from what happened with the tariffs? So, in this case, we may have to actually get through the weekend and get to next week to see how things really shake out. Personally, this was, what we saw on Thursday. I don't really remember a day like this, except going back to the 08-09 great financial crisis area when I was actually trading in the S&P 500 pit, and we saw just a monster move like that. What sticks out to me this time, though, is even though volatility increased, we're not seeing the VIX at just, catastrophic levels, if you will.
Are you sensing a bigger drop ahead because some critical levels were broken on Thursday?
We did break critical support, but I think that the market is still thinking that there's going to be some deals made, that sooner rather than later, maybe, the big announcement on Thursday, things are going to be pulled in a little bit. And that, to me, is the only rational reason why I can believe why the VIX is not trading higher.
What do you need to see in the VIX to tell you it's just not good?
Well, that 30 level is pretty important. And I know we touched it or almost got there yesterday, but that has really been the benchmark. If we break that on the upside, we could start seeing 35, 40, 45. And at that point, I would say, okay, people are giving in. It's that capitulation. If we don't break through really that 30 area or so, and it comes back down here, then, I think the market is just going to kind of settle in here. And maybe that indicates that this is not going to be a further big downward move.
At what point do you think that program traders using algorithms kick in and start buying stocks?
Well, I think if we see the VIX come back down to the 22, 23 area, that would be, and, this constant news flow, right? Minute by minute, hour by hour can change things in a heartbeat. So I think that we will all see when those algorithms start kicking in, if there is something in the news flow in terms of, okay, we're going to cut back tariffs here. There's a deal made here. In terms of certain levels, I'm not sure really in the S&P or the Qs, the NASDAQ. I think to me, I'm watching the VIX. And if we see the VIX really start coming back down sub 25, lower 20s, that to me is going to be a pretty, at least short-term bullish move.
We will leave it there. Thank you, Scott.
Thanks for having me, Angie.